Living under two kings, popularism, propaganda, and a collision of power. This is by Abebe for Ethiopian Hearts for Peace and African Hearts for Peace. I am an Ethiopian American, a son of two continents and two conflicting realities, born in Ethiopia and now a naturalized citizen of the United States. I carry within me the hopes of two homelands. I live between two regions, under two kings, each crowned by popular will but stained by truth's betrayal. In both lands, I have witnessed the rise of powerful men who promised transformation but delivered polarization. This is a story of living under Donald J. Trump and Abiy Ahmed Ali, two leaders who, while oceans apart, are bounded by eerie similarities in ambition, deception, and the rewriting of national memory. This reflection, offered on behalf of Ethiopian Hearts for Peace and African Hearts for Peace, is not an abstract political commentary. It is a lived experience of dual delusionment, shaped by leaders who have mastered the art of myth, mobilization, and manipulation. Here is the cult of personality. Kings in the age of the mass. Donald Trump, the real estate mogul turned reality television star, rose to power as a self-proclaimed outsider. In truth, he was born into privilege, groomed through elite institutions, and empowered by inherited wealth. His narrative of being a working-class hero resonated with those who felt left behind by the American system, but it was a lie, wrapped in spectacle. Trump once famous declared, "You can't treat me like I am the king," deflecting accusation of authoritarian tendencies while cultivating neo-monarchical loyalty among his base. Abiy Ahmed, the military intelligence officer turned peacemaker, emerged from the shadows of Ethiopia's intelligence state with promises of unity, peace, and democracy. He was embraced by millions, including the diaspora, as a visionary leader who would heal Ethiopia's wounds. He even received the Nobel Peace Prize, and later, but his actions betrayed his words, plunging the country into ethnic conflict, war, and authoritarian drift. Unlike Trump, Abiy openly romanticized kingship. He has often recalled how his mother, when he was a boy, would prophesy, "You will be king one day." His rise reflects that personal pursuit of grandeur, a blurring the line between service and self-coronation. Both men claim to represent the will of the people, but they thrive by dividing them. They speak in absolutes. They promise greatness. They surround themselves with loyalties and attack institutions that question their power. In their rise, we see the danger of charisma, unmoored from accountability. Here is the lies, myth, and manufactured realities. Trump promised to drain the swamp, and instead he filled it with sycophants, family members, and business associates. He dodged taxes, peddled conspiracy theories, and mocked the democratic process. Abiy Ahmed, Madamar synergy, unity, reconciliation, yet he oversaw mass displacement, civilian killings, and media suppression. The Tigray War was not just a political failure, it was a moral catastrophe. In the name of national unity, he deepened ethnic divides. And then he went on to Amara, do the same, and within Oromo. Now is Afar. Both leaders are notorious for distorting reality. Trump denied election results, undermined the press, and lied so frequently that fact-checkers lost track. Abiy did the same in subtler ways, speaking of peace while preparing for war, calling for unity while sidelining whole ethnic groups, Oromoma. One of the most grotesque moments of this parallel come in July 2025, when Donald J. Trump falsely claimed that the United States built Ethiopia's Grand Resonance Dam, a project that was, in truth, funded by Ethiopians through personal sacrifice. This wasn't just a lie, it was an attempt to hijack a national symbol. The GERD is not an American triumph. It is the product of Ethiopian resilience, funded by lunch money, skipping meals, and diaspora devotion. Trump's falsehood disrespected an entire people. And Abiy, he remained silent. No correction, no rebuttal, just silence. Here is a populism with a mirror. Both men claim kingship with the common man. Trump paints himself as a billionaire for the blue-collar worker. Abiy presents himself as a humble reformer and servant of the people. Yet Trump's policies, massive tax cuts for the wealthy, deregulation for corporations, betray his base. Abiy's moves cracking down on dissent, controlling the press, and weaponizing ethnicity betray the hope he ignited. Trump thinks he has a base with white supremacists, and Abiy plays here and there, mainly Oromo under the name of Oromuma, the Kush Empire. Their tools are the same: mass rallies, incendiary rhetoric, slogans that stir the heart and cloud the mind. Both use social media not to inform, but to inflame. Both exploit national trauma to consolidate personal power. So let's go back and see the GERD, Grand Ethiopian Resonance Dam, the Nobel, and the collision of narratives. In these symbolic arenas, the two kings collide directly. The Grand Ethiopian Resonance Dam is a source of pride for all Ethiopians. Its construction was a national project, not political, but deeply personal. Trump's false claim of American involvement serves multiple purposes here. It placates Egypt, secures Arab alliances, and undermines Abiy's credibility. The Nobel Peace Prize, too, is contested. Abiy received it for peacemaking efforts with Eritrea, but it now sits uneasily beside the horrors of Tigray. Trump, envious of the honor, has used it as a cargo, suggesting the wrong man won. Maybe he was right. Ironically, both men have used peace as a cover for deeper violence. Remember Trump, a peace accord with Arabs and Israelis? He thought he could be the one. he could have been the one to have that Nobel Peace Prize. Let's go on to the geopolitics and proxy battles here. Very important. Egypt emerges as a key player in the collision. Trump aligned with Egypt during his presidency, even suggested that Egypt might blow up the dam if Ethiopia does not comply. Abiy, in turn, forged military ties with Iran, further complicating Ethiopia's regional posture. Recent developments reveal an even more tangled wave. Ethiopia now maintains security partnership with both Iran and the United Arab Emirates, balancing contradictory alliances to secure its region. Meanwhile, Trump's misleading statements about the dam are part of a larger political chess game involving United States. Airspace deals, Israeli security interests, and Egyptian leverage over Nile waters. Now, amid escalating tensions involving Israel and Iran, Ethiopia is drawn into a proxy battle it cannot afford. Trump's false statements may be part of a larger exchange, airspace alliances, and influence in which Ethiopia's sovereignty is a pawn. The United States, Egypt, Israel triangle, the Ethiopia-Iran-Turkey axis, and the UAE involvement in both camps create a geopolitical minefield where truth is the first casualty. And there is also the religious sidelining and institutional collapse. Both Trump and Abiy have clashed with religious institutions. Trump exploited evangelical support but rarely honored faith beyond political performance. Abiy has intervened directly, dividing churches, dismantling mosques, and imposing state control over faith, even sometimes, and most of the time, calling God's name in vain. They also dismantled institutions meant to check their power. Trump weakened oversight bodies, fired watchdogs, and threatened the judiciary. Abiy arrested opposition leaders, silenced journalists, and weaponized laws to punish dissent. Trump went on to dismantle USAID that meant to help a lot of people in Ethiopia in terms of curing disease and feeding many. And Abiy went on to say that Ethiopia is now producing wheat and exporting, which is all lie. These actions, wrapped in the language of reform or patriotism, hollowed out democracy. What remains is a stage where each king performs while the nation suffers backstage. Now let's look at technology, AI and surveillance. Both leaders have flirted with technology as a symbol of modernity. Trump supported deregulation and tried to control social media platforms. Abiy launched Ethiopia's AI strategy and opened digital campuses, but also created a cyber army to crush dissent. AI in both nations is not just innovation, it is surveillance. In Abiy's Ethiopia, digital IDs, drone surveillance, and algorithmic suppressions are tools of control, not liberation. Oh, this is what is in the eggshell, the battle for Walkite and the ghosts of nationalism. Now, Tensions rise in Walqait. Tigrayan forces are mobilizing. Amhara militias are resisting. And the government stands poised at the edge of another catastrophe. The border dispute rooted in colonial era maps and recent betrayals could spark renewed war. Trump's statements muddy the water further. If Ethiopians believe the US built the dam, they may see their own achievements as foreign conquest. This erodes national confidence and strengthens the secessionist narratives. Meanwhile, Ethiopia's fragile unity is battered from all sides. Foreign manipulation, internal ethnic rivalries, and competing claims of kingship. So what does it feel living under two kings? As an Ethiopian American, I have under both of these kings, under Trump's lies and Abiy's betrayals. I see the patterns: deception, populism, ego-driven governance. I also see the cost: division, disillusionment, and despair. In both nations, they are starving people. I'm saying in United States as well as in Ethiopia. Everything is going expensive. But I also see resilience. I see people fighting for truth, resisting propaganda, and reclaiming their narratives. From Black Lives Matter protests in the US to the Ethiopian diaspora funding schools, clinics, and dialogue campaigns, we are not passive subjects. This essay is my voice in that resistance. On behalf of Ethiopia's Hearts for Peace and African Hearts for Peace, I offer this not as condemnation alone, but as a call to awaken. We must no longer live under kings. We must live under truth. Let the age of peoples, not strong men, begin. Again, let the age of peoples, not strong men, begin. I thank you very much again. This is Abebe. Today is July 28th, 2025. No, June 24, I apologize, 2025. Yeah. I thank you very much again. This is Abebe. The chandelier today that I have posted on this. It's meant a symbol of illusion and power. July 28th, that's what 20 drove me into writing this. The chandelier seen through June 24, I apologize, glows brightly yet distorts in a reflection, much like living under two kings. Power, like light, can illuminate or blind, depending on the lens through which we see it. The image reminds us that leadership often shines with promises, but the truth may be obscured, wrapped by reflections of propaganda, ego, or deception. From Trump in America to Abiy in Ethiopia, both have crafted an image that glows in public view. But when we look closer, through the haze of misinformation, we see cracks, shadows, distortions behind their polished facade. And I thank you very much again. Yeah. If you're listening to this, I apologize. I should have edited before posting it, but it is what it is. But this is what brought me to writing today's life under two kings. Thank you. What about the chandelier? The chandelier that I have posted on this, it's meant a symbol of illusion and power. Actually, that's what drove me into writing this. The chandelier, seen through glass, glows brightly yet distorts in a reflection, much like living under two kings. Power, like light, can illuminate or blind, depending on the lens through which we see it. The image reminds us that leadership often shines with promises, but the truth may be obscured, wrapped by reflections of propaganda, ego, or deception. From Trump in America to Abiy in Ethiopia, both have crafted an image that glows in public view. But when we look closer, through the haze of misinformation, we see cracks, shadows, distortions behind their polished facade. And I thank you very much again. Yeah. If you're listening to this, I apologize. I should have edited before posting it, but it is what it is. But this is what brought me to writing today's life under two kings. Thank you.